He said, you know, you've been thinking about all these other things. I want to bring it home to you. Rocky, you can fall. And this was the kicker. He said, if you don't stay filled with the Word. One of the great things about Watchman Nee that I mentioned earlier, man, he was known to be a man of the Word. Everywhere he went, he had his Bible with him. You want to know why he got the revelation he did? He was constantly in the Word. If you saw Watchman Nee at midnight, he likely had his Bible. If you saw him at noon, he likely had his Bible. He was in the Word, in the Word, in the Word, in the Word. Before the communists completely rose to power, he went out and started a business that was one of the major pharmaceutical businesses in his nation, man, so he could take the money and give it into the church that he had started and founded. He blessed people all over the nation, but I tell you what really blessed them was the fact that when the church had to go underground, his people were ready. They didn't have to figure it out. What do we do now? They just went to the houses. They just kept doing what they'd always been doing, man, working for Jesus, talking about Jesus, preaching the gospel, teaching the Word. They just didn't do it the way that they used to do. They did it the way that it's actually way more effective. And the Lord was speaking to me and He was stirring me, and I want to stir you. Hey, come on. We can go to great places, or we can fall. We don't need to give ourselves any neutral ground. Let me tell you something. If you're only lightly attached to the local church today, don't think you're going to be attached to Jesus in some kind of special way later. And it doesn't have anything to do with church attendance. It has to do with heart. If nobody can find you because you've decided to be an absentee leader in God's body, don't expect God to find you later. I'm talking to somebody today. And do yourself a favor, man. Don't come to a church like this where a guy like, you're just going to get frustrated. The word Passover means to skip, to hop, to jump, to dance over, and to make exempt, man. And I'm telling you today, too many Christians are skipping, hopping, dancing, jumping, doing something that's not the dance of God. We've upset somebody. Suffer the little children to come to Jesus, man. The baby shouldn't be crying, man. It should be the adults. Where am I? You could fall. Be full of the Word. Get in the Word. I went to church that following Wednesday night, and I got deathly ill just before the church service started. Thank God Wendy had a blowout on the way, so I had a reason to go home. Because, man, I was shaking. I was ill. And in just about a little 1.5 hour window, 2 hour window, as I was shaking, God began to speak to me and download stuff into me and talk to me. And I was texting the gym saying, have the church pray, man. I mean, I was shaking, heaving. Wendy laid her hands on me and she was moving like this. Father, in Jesus' name, heal Rocky. I was like, Wendy, it's going to be okay. But he started dealing with me, and he said, you don't do church like, you stop doing church the way you've been doing church. You stop leading like you've been leading. You listen to what I'm telling you, man, and you get serious. And I'm passing it on to you this morning. Hey, I'll take the heat for the dream, but I'm going to tell you what, get serious for God. You don't have time. All the religious leaders of Watchman these days said the same thing. Oh, man, it's fine. No, you have to be like that. That's extreme. That's radical. You don't do church at home. How stupid. At the end of the day, man, we all remember Watchman Nee. I don't remember any of those other people. Do you? Great thing about Watchman Nee, man, you go to any bookstore and there is books. There they are, man. It's like an archive, like a library. There they are. Where'd they come from? They came from the Bible. They came from a man. And I tell you, God was putting all this stuff. He was saying, you be what I've called you to be, and you do it now. You don't do it later.